Yo, so I just feel like doing a part 2. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? Yeah, going back to the previous cut, so if people don't watch that video, like, so, smooth live, but 6-figure seller, right? 6-figure sell on Amazon. Like, you have, like, if you want to be your own boss, there are going to be difficulties and struggles that you're going to go through. And one of those is figuring out what the hell you're going to do. Like, is this the right choice? Like, you're going to have all the doubts in your head. Like, everything is going to compile on you because you are your worst enemy. Like, you're going to talk yourself out of it. You're going to convince yourself that it's not worth it. But in the end, like, what's worth anything to anyone, right? I think that's just bound to what you feel is worth it, right? Someone can see, you know, this car or this bag or this designer thing as more valuable to them than compared to you. So what you see as valuable, maybe not as valuable to someone else. But that's the same as a business or as a side hustle or like your dreams. Your dreams is as valuable to you is compared to someone else. You know, they don't really care for that because that's not their dream, that's not their goal, that's not what they want to become. It's the same essence in business. When you mention that to somebody and like, oh, I'm so excited about this and stuff like that, you know, real friends, true friends, yes, they will give you open criticism, but they're not going to tell you to stop doing it or like don't do the business. Whereas, you know, people that aren't going to do anything with their lives, yes, they're, or like with their career or whatever, right? They're going to be very stagnant. They're not going to want to cheer you on. They're going to be very, like, once you finally make it, they become very envious. And that comes part of, you know, the whole thing. And let's say you are in competition and you launch a detailing business and then your friend also launches one, but it's just better, right? Like, yours is just better overall, but then in the end, your friend gets envious and doesn't really cheer you on and then tries to talk down on your business to other people when they try to ask about your, you know, business. And that's not a real friend, right? You have to kind of understand, like, not everybody is on your team. They're just trying to get to the game plan, and whatever that may be. Whether it be, like, you know, like once, okay, let's say they start a business, right? They're probably going to give you no discounts, no none of that, no special royalties. Like, maybe every now and then, yes. But for the most part, right, they're going to want their money for their time that they put in, right? But whereas now, reverse that role, and then you launch something, right? And then it becomes of like, oh, you're not a real friend, like you do it for free, you do it for this and that, you know, there's no friend discount. But realistically, think about it. How long did it take that person to build it up? How long did it take that person to, you know, figure all this out? How many courses, how many mentors, or how many like videos that they watched for constant like hours to finally learn what that high value skill is, just for it to be, you know, valued at free for you because like some special benefits. Like, there are no free handouts in this world, and if you do get free handouts, you're less likely to maintain or, you know, be successful in the end, because free handouts just make you lazier as a person. Like, you're not the reason why the top 1% stay top 1% is they keep doing what got them there in the first place. Like, they're not gonna sit on their ass 24/7 7 days a week, right? You're going to get up and still do what was working before. And even then, they'll expand into other businesses. They'll understand other investments, other skill sets that they can add to their knowledge set, right? Better enhancing, you know, skills for future peers that want to learn from it or whatever, right? And that's something that people are going to have to deal with. When you start a business, everybody's going to want some type of free handout. I say everyone loosely, like not everyone, but you get my point. When you open something new, you're always going to be faced with those people that are like freeloaders, leeches, and then other people that are overwhelmingly supportive. It's the same thing as when you announce good news. There are people that are secretly in support of you and admire you, but don't have the, you know, courage to say that to you. Whereas other people are upfront and like very proud of you, but in the back, like, they talk behind your back. Like, they want you to fail. And that's the thing. An evil eye is a real thing. The more things you announce to the public, the more they can use and hope like your downfall is there. And I know not everyone's like that, but it is true. The more your life is private, the more peaceful it becomes. Like, my trip to Japan with my bros, I didn't make a public whole announcement of like who who and what time and where we're going, you know, like, I just went with them. Like, it was randomly November, they hit me up, and while we were shooting, and then like, they're like, yo, you want to go with us? I was like, fuck it, right? Like, the most spontaneous things are, like, the most fun, because everything that you go into it is unexpected. Same thing in life or anything. Your business, you don't know where your end goal is going to be. But if you keep yourself grounded and work on the day-to-day to the week-to-week, then your month-to-month and then year-to-year will look even better. But most people always want to zoom out to, like, oh, you know, I didn't make what I was supposed to make in probably 5 years from now, so I guess I'll just quit that business. Or like the bodybuilding thing, I didn't lose the 20 pounds that I was supposed to lose within 15 weeks later, within the first week, right? That's just not possible. You have to realize things are going to have to be achieved in strides. Like, you're going to have to know when to sprint, know when to walk, and know when to jog. There are moments in that race that you got to use all three to make it to the end line, instead of just full sprint, right? If you full sprint, you're not going to make it. You're going to burn out. Whereas if you walk, you're not going to make it because you're wasting too much time. And then jogging consistently, I think, is like the good middle ground that you can rely on, because it's the good middle realm of between not doing enough and doing too much. Like, there has to be a fine-tuned balance that you have to find within yourself. And that goes with anything. Just like I said in my prior video of, like, why I didn't upload anymore. Like, this is more of a passion project for me and for viewers that want to, like, get more insight of, like, what it takes to, like, do what I do, right? Like, and that, you just have to have a strong mindset and a I don't give a flying F mindset. Like, you just have to do it. Like, people are going to talk down on you. People are going to be like, oh, it's cringe. Like, he only has, like, 400 subscribers anyway. I'm like, okay, but how much do you have? You know? It's going to be the same people that have, like, 1,000, 2,000 subs that are going to cheer you on. You know, I have a bunch of YouTuber friends that are like, bro, I hope you keep posting more content. That is great content. And I'm proud to hear it from them, right? And the people that are usually talking all that shit is usually the people that are lower, don't have any, like, subscribers or any of that stuff. It's the same thing with business, your physique, or your even job career, right? No one in a higher position is going to really talk shit on you. It's going to be the ones that, like, once you get a promotion, it's going to be your fellow peers on that same level at which your pay was, and talking shit. It's like, I deserve that more than you did, you know? Like, you shouldn't downplay that. You should be congratulatory for that person. Like, they earned it in some way, some shape, some form. The other, you know, your manager saw something that you didn't, okay? Like, it's okay to, like, be grateful in that moment for it, right? But yeah. Sorry. Thought there was a car passing by, but tripping. But, yeah. Back to it. It's a I don't give a flying F mindset. Like, if you have that, you can do anything. If you put your mind to it, you can do it. But don't pull shit out of your ass just because, like, oh, I'm gonna make $3 million by the end of the year. Like, how? Realistically, how? Like, write it down. Like, zoom in. Like, what does your day-to-day look like? Is the person that you want to become doing the things that they should be doing right now? You know, are they actually, you know, putting in the work, studying in that skill set, practicing on their craft? Like, are you putting in any meaningful work that is leading towards your success, right? And that's what all my mentees will say. Like, it is a struggle. You will go through things that, you know, a normal person probably won't go through. And that's why you choose to go through a job. You choose to do the safe route. It's safe, it's efficient, it makes money. You know, you work the 8 hours and you make money. But eventually, you know, some people, it gets too stressful. They don't like being bossed around. They like being their own boss. And they like doing what they want when they want, right? And what comes with that is a lot more stress than normal, because there is no game plan. There is no roadmap that you're going to follow. There is no 8 hours that you're going to clock in, clock out, and be done with, right? It's going to take either maybe 2 hours to finish that job, that task that you had in mind, or maybe 16 hours. But again, I have to reiterate, it's being your own boss has its own cons, but 9 to 5 also has its own cons, you know? And that's just something that you're going to have to choose, because no one's going to make you choose to start your own thing, start that own thing. Because 10 years from now, no one's going to really care. Like, if you said your dream was to do let's say a nail salon or something, yada yada, like some random dream, right? You say it, and then you never do it. No one's gonna care in 10 years. No one's gonna be like, oh, didn't you talk about that like nail salon? Like, what happened to it? Blah blah blah. You know, like, it's on you to start. Like, they will praise you or talk down on you for either starting it or not starting it, regardless of what you do. It's the same thing as me going to my bodybuilding show and people are like, oh, you dude, you're on steroids, yada yada yada, etc etc etc. You know, like, there's always going to be people, and I think that's a key indicator that you're on the right route. Unless everyone hates you. Like, if everyone hates you, then clearly you did something wrong. Like, holy, you know. But for the most part, in anything that you're going to do, you're gonna get some backlash regardless. Posting that cringy content, doing that bodybuilding show, eating differently than anybody else, not going to parties, like, just being different. And it's okay to be different. It is okay to go at your own pace. And most businesses fail within their first year statistically, right? And that's sometimes demotivating to people. But think about it. Imagine your second year, third year into it, fourth year into it. Your first year is more of like your stable ground and understand what went wrong with the business and what went right? I am now successful after 2 years. Some people might take longer. Like, I've known and I've talked to people that their business didn't blow up till the 5th mark, the 10-year mark, maybe the 15-year mark. But that's something that you're going to have to persevere through, like perseverance. You're going to have to struggle to see any fruits of your labor, right? If you don't keep planting the fruits, keep trying, keep trial and error to perfect that craft, how will you get that business or that dream outcome goal that you wanted? You have to just keep going. Like, imagine I failed my first bodybuilding comp and I placed second, right? What am I going to do, quit? No. Like, if I did not place first, I was going to do it again. Luckily, I got first, so I settled on it, because then, if you think about it, if I never compete again, I'm undefeated, no? Just saying. Just saying. But also, I think it's a lot more taxing for me to go pro, because you have to, like, well, you don't have to. You don't have to. I'm not saying you have to. But it's going to take me 5 to 10 years to get that natty, like, upper physique, instead of just, you know, pinning and getting up there within a year or two, you know? And I think I value my life more than pinning some substance into my blood flow just to win on a pro level. And even then, pro level, it's like I have 1 out of 10 chances, you know? Like, let's say, like, the ranking goes from 10th place to 1st place. I'm not guaranteed first in anything, right? And that's why I switched over to being a business owner. Like, I'm in control of what I do. My own failures and my own successes are solely on me and what I do. So, yeah. I think that's a good insight for a part 2. And I don't know. I'm on this adrenaline. But also realize motivation is temporary. You have to consistently do it. So, I will try to get back on this if my time schedule allows me to. So, thank you for listening to this. Thank you all.